say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get right. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be healing. I can be real good. We don't get these feelings. Hey, I need some love.
Hello and welcome to the Primetime Mixer. I'm your host, Queen Tulsa, and thank you for coming by to our broadcast on today. Inside Scoop on Primetime Mixer, Queen Tulsa spills the hottest celebrity gossip. Dive into the buzzing world of current events with Queen Tulsa in this electrifying episode. We bring you the hottest topics making waves worldwide. Get ready for viral moments that will leave you speechless, just like I was, okay? From the last celebrity gossip to breaking news highlights, we've got you covered. Join us as we explore compelling world stories that matter, serve up lively discussions, and share insights you won't find anywhere else. Don't miss out on the chatter that everyone's talking about. Hit the like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content that keeps you in the know. All right, so the first story on the docket, and I want to say thank you to everybody that is showing up. We're going to start off with Portia. We're actually going to review the Housewives here a little bit later on today, but in one of her interviews, she had a lot to say. Portia has been getting a lot of slack. There have been bloggers out here that's trying to bring this woman down. And when I talk about Portia, I want to say that I've definitely seen her growth over the years. And when we talk about her divorce, remember she had got divorced from what was his name, the ex-football player. And just on the show, he was very, as the fan side, we felt like he was very aggressive. There was one point in time on the show where she said that she had to ask him if she could do this and do that. And I think that it was taken out of context. The Neighborhood Talk says all Portia opens up about how difficult it has been to start dating again after her divorce. She even says she considered possibly dating women. Women? What y'all think about this, neighbors? Let's take a listen.
Lonely. I can't connect with other men. You know, it's like people trying to introduce me, but it's just when it's not the same, it's not the same. So I'm going to do it different this time. I'm going to be alone until I'm whole. And then when I'm whole, then I will, open myself back up so I don't make the same mistake again. When you go through a bad enough breakup, you're like, I don't like nobody. Like, you're like, I don't like nobody. I was sitting there, I was like, do I like women enough? Can I get with a woman? Like, who can come in and fill this void? Like, oh my God, somebody. I have got to be able to.
Oh my goodness. Now, do y'all remember on the Housewives when Candy was like, you like girls, or they had a kiss or something like that? So this really isn't new to me, but if y'all go back to the archives and y'all can see Portia and Candy, they discuss kissing in a club.
Sit with someone and feel a part of what I felt with him. But I don't yet. It'll come. It'll come. But I'm like, and I think that now that I'm realizing that because what I've decided is that I'm not going to look for it anymore. So I'm not going to push myself into dating or anyone or trying to figure out, who do I like? Who could I be around? Because this is probably also part of healing. Me just sitting with this. Sitting with being alone, sitting with the loss, and let myself.
Well, what do y'all think? Are y'all here for it? Portia is definitely pouring out her heart. She is saying that, she just wants to be loved. She wants to be cared about. And she needs her ride or die partner. And even though you know, the discussion had come up on the show with Drew and Ty. So do y'all think maybe Ty kind of slipped up in, you know, Portia's DM and said, okay, I heard you had some financial, strengths, and maybe I can help you out with that, because when you talk about Atlanta, child, Atlanta is a very small dating pool, first of all. And when you talk about the upper echelon, everybody knows everybody. So when you talk about word of mouth, reputations, that really means a lot, but it doesn't, because people still do what they want to do. Let's go ahead and continue to keep listening about how Portia, uh, you know, considered turning to women while she's healing.
Of heal the loss. And I know I'm crying right now, but I feel good every day, each day. I get better each day. I feel stronger.
Hey, AT2.
But I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. It's hard living lonely when you know you have to live lonely for a while. It's lonely.
Well, listen here, she's very lonely. I don't think that Portia has an issue with getting her a man. That loneliness is going to dry up real soon, but I think that Portia really needs to get herself into therapy, honey. And with everything that she's going on, with her husband being deported by ICE, with the family breaking up, with her going through court, with bloggers out here dissecting and going through her court records, and putting her on the spot saying, hey, Simon's wife didn't reach out to you. But I feel like this: why does it matter if his wife reached out to her or not? It was a good deed, it got paid, and that was that. And y'all can't tell this woman how to feel. This was her marriage. This is not y'all's marriage. And y'all are so invested in how much money she's going to get. Well, guess what? Whether she gets it or not, you're not going to see a dollar of it. So I don't know why people be so pressed to jump up into people's financial woes. It's like, girl, don't you got your own debts to pay? Like, focus on your stuff. Focus on your stuff. How about that? All right, so y'all already know we love a piece of comment. So the comments are saying, can we give Emmy nominations for interviews? Then someone says, women worse, especially the stud muffins. She just went to Nigeria and found her a new one. Stop lying. Here comes Ty Young in 3, 2. See, I said the same thing. I said the same thing. Ty gets around. Ty was with Mimi Foss, which is Stevie J's ex. His ex lover, which is Child's mother. Let's go ahead and add Mimi onto the docket as well. And it's like, really, to be honest, when it comes to Ty is so played out in the community. And Ty, I don't even think has dated that much. All right, so I have a question. Are you enjoying this broadcast? I'm actually putting up a poll right now. Please let me know. Yes, no. Girl, please. Oh, and I'm loving your vibe, queen. Okay, so we got to put some. So it's yes, no, girl, please, or I'm loving your vibe, queen. Let me know how you feeling in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to move through these stories. Let's see. So this is 2 hours ago. This is from Megiv Kunif. Child,
this event is going to teach you.
She got some news. She says, adventures in New York City for Sean Diddy Combs trial. There is an entire mini grifter economy outside the courthouse for the few courtroom seats. Get into this. She says, outside Sean Diddy Combs trial this morning in New York City, I paid a line sitter $155 to get here at 2:45 a.m. and managed to get the 11th of 14 public seats. Prosecutors are expected to rest their case today after a federal agent finishes testifying. She also says, Modification of public seek criminal trials. I don't know. That was too big, Megan. Okay, so right here. So it says big question for the cross of the federal agent, which is coming up after the break, is how much of the sexually explicit videos will they play? Prosecutors show portions during direct. It says getting in the courtroom is barely worth the Hunger Games scenario I contended with all morning. But it's nice for me to finally put faces to the names of the Ivy League AUSAs advocating for such broad secrecy in a public criminal trial. Oh, get into this. It says, one person who apparently fine with the courtroom being mostly empty while the public pays money for 14 seats is U.S. District Judge Aaron Samarian, a 2023 Biden appointee who is doing his first big case. Combs' offense will be quite short. Sounds like no witnesses and maybe just more exhibits. I'm already negotiating a line sitter to get here even earlier because SDNY is apparently fine with locking the public out of most of the empty seats and creating a mini grifter economy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get into it. None of the federal judge LA will stand for this, right? Also, the line sitters are getting more and more dangerous. Some are overdosing in line. Some have gotten arrested. I've been documenting it all. Now, what do y'all think about that? Now, listen here. We got P. Diddy. He's in court. He's facing these allegations. You have individuals like Jane Doe that's not really looking good to the public. They're saying that she's a ho. And, this is my thing. If Diddy is still paying her bills, if Diddy is paying for her attorneys, I'm just saying, how is that flowing through this court case? She still has ties to him. Is she making any personal phone calls to him? And then when you talk about people running around asking people to put on free Diddy t-shirts for $20 an hour, right? Not only that, they're having free Diddy parties in the area at restaurants. Oh, okay, you come through, we're gonna buy you, we're gonna have you put on the shirt. We allegedly gonna feed you, we're gonna get you a little tipsy, and we're gonna see you about your merry way. You need to be on this task, allegedly. Someone says, wow, benefits of the gig economy, the line standards. Well, dang, it's the Hunger Games. Are they selling merch? Why did you have to bring Biden into this? Any idea why the transcripts were pulled from YouTube? This lack of transparency is bizarre in federal court. Welcome to New York. We don't care about your problems. Just kidding. Seriously, the misinformation about this trial is rampant, and it is in large part due to lack of transparency. And it's a shame because our tax dollars are paying for it all, for all of it. What do y'all think about that? Are y'all outraged? Are y'all outraged at the tax dollars and just how they, the community is saying, hey, our tax dollars, we feel like they are being used effectively. Now, the community is definitely speaking up. The community is definitely speaking up, and they are outraged. And should they be? Of course, that money could be going to so many other programs. When you talk about Job Corps and the dismantling,
how you can get started investing
see what
in
I'm
real
saying?
estate for as little as a few.
So let's get into this, y'all. Antonio Brown reveals he has fled the country while facing attempted unalivement charge in Miami for alleged self-defense, honey. Get into this. Let's go ahead and follow them. Okay, let's read this article. So this is from 954 Fast Pitch TV. Antonio Brown's arrest warrant demands a $10,000 bond, which indicative of bail set at $100,000, as bond payments are typically 10% of the bail amount in some states, and an order for mandatory house arrest until he is brought to trial on the relevant charges. Shall get into this. The people are saying, yeah, he a Florida nigga for sure. How the F he got out the country and Dirk didn't. Child, how did he not get out the country, honey? Because it seemed like, honey, they were trying to go out on vacation, honey, and that trip got cut short. Let's talk about it. Well, let's speak about it. He is taking notes from what's his name, Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons went to Bali. He said, "Y'all come and get me if you want to. You can't." Okay. Someone says he's doing exactly what we were taught to do. Run them, innocent until proven guilty. Prove me guilty first, then I might decide to come back. Real FL Jit, boy, gonna have a rough time when assets start getting froze. Oh, child, get into that. You could run, but you can't hide. Okay. Okay, so 15-year-old boy charged as adult for raping autistic 7-year-old on bus. Trigger warning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into the story. Okay, so a 15-year-old teen in Indiana is being charged as an adult after allegedly raping a 7-year-old on a bus. Absolutely, he should. And throw away the key. Okay. Throw away the key. How about that? Now get into this. Now, y'all know Fat Joe. He is up in it too. We're not going to let him just move his cell phone by. Okay. Even though he done lost some weight, he was big, y'all. He was very much so big. And he lost all that weight. And now he got confident and very much so cocky. Let's take a listen. This audio from TA about Fat Joe is so bad for Fat Joe. Let's take a listen.
And your man Joe just...
Hold up. So basically what he was using you for was to recruit the females.
Absolutely.
Instead of pushing your music.
Absolutely.
Hey, Norris Tony. Hey, Trees.
Everywhere we went.
All right, what happened?
We're standing in the lobby. Shorty got a short skirt on. Your man Joe takes his whole hand, his whole arm, and throws it up her skirt and grab her whole jump off, bro. Like, grabbed it, though. Like, it aggressively, though. Like, let me get that. And she jumped and turned around, and the nigga was just looking at her. I was in disbelief. I looked, and she was just like, I'll be back. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I just was like shaking my head. Shorty went in the bathroom. She'd been in there 20 minutes. She never came out. She never came out. Shorty been in the bathroom 20 minutes. So niggas go in the bathroom looking for her. The window was up. So I guess she went through the window, right? We go in the parking lot. We looking for her. I was just like, damn, yo. Shorty's going right to police. I already had the gut feeling. I went to my room. Probably like 30 minutes later, they call my phone. Yo, police coming to your room. I'm like, yeah. They was like, yeah, the girl say that, niggas have sexually assaulted her. Which Joe did sexually assault Shorty, man. If it wasn't for Fat Joe, we wouldn't be in that situation. So the cops came to my room. He's like, yo, Joe sexually assaulted me. He grabbed me. Now we looking for her.
So get into this. So there has been allegations of Fat Joe being nefarious with some younger women. Now get into this. Now y'all remember Big Pun's wife, right? She went on an interview. I want to say it may have been earlier this year or maybe late last year. Don't take that as, okay, as fact it was this year, but I'm not really sure. But she recently did an interview and she spoke about Fat Joe and just how he was not a good person. And she pretty much ended that interview quick, fast, and in a hurry because the interviewer had got out of line and was very disrespectful. But let's get into some of these comments. Y'all know we like to read them. Somebody says, yeah. But in this day and age, the internet has so much AI and fake stuff that you just never know what to believe. I just watched Kobe Bryant throw his own jersey into the fire of his plane crash. 2 posts before this, shaking my head. Yeah, he did that. Keep yourself and your children away from that man. Joe can't hide his trophy for long. One thing about karma, it comes right for your kids. Man, this not cool. You got to have evidence. People talk, but you got to have more people talk with you, more witnesses. No good in the Bronx. Okay, so everybody is sounding off. They saying they got to.
Honestly, this was the one episode that I did not look forward to. The one episode.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting into that when it's time. We're not getting into that right now. JetBlue set to cancel all flights to and from Miami international airports. Reports reveal. Okay, so JetBlue is set to cancel all flights to and from Miami international airports. Shout out to It's On Site. JetBlue has announced that it will stop flying to and from Miami International Airport. As reported by CBS News, the airline officially announced the termination of its services at the airport this week. Reports indicate that JetBlue staff were notified of this decision on June 20th, with the changes set to take effect on September the 3rd. Derek Dombrowski, JetBlue's director of corporate communications, explained that this decision was aimed at freeing up aircraft for new routes, emphasizing that it was a strategic business move for the airline. We recently made the decision to end a small number of unprofitable flights, including between Boston and Miami. Dombrowski told the Miami Herald, "We continually evaluate how our network is performing and make changes as needed. The decision to discontinue flights to Miami presents challenges for JetBlue travelers, who now have the option to receive a full refund or rebook their flight at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport this year." JetBlue is recognized as the second largest airline operating out of Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. They had already reduced their services there prior to this announcement. Reports note just last Saturday, only 2 JetBlue flights arrived at Miami International Airport. Somebody says, damn, now Florida going to be crowded. Good thing nobody rides JetBlue. Nah, they know something we don't know. What is the real reason though? Why is it not profitable? That's interesting. I'd rather ride on a bird anyway, someone says, because no one on their flights made sense. People going to the Caribbean and y'all making them go to New York and come back down. Oh, so somebody's saying the routes were too long and too heavy. And hey, Spirit Airlines. Well, guess what? We got an update. Let's get into it. Update. Tehran has now agreed to ceasefire with Israel. Senior Iranian official confirms Trump brokered the deal. Neighbors, this is too much. According to Reuters, Quarters Prime confirmed Tehran's ceasefire proposal during a call with Iranian officials. The call came after Trump told a Quarty correspondent that Israel had agreed to the terms of the ceasefire and that he needed their help to bring Tehran to an agreement. If you recall, shortly after Trump made his initial ceasefire announcement, an Iranian official told CNN they hadn't received any proposals. While Israel and Iran have not officially confirmed the ceasefire, a Reuters source claims that Israel has agreed to it as long as Iran does not attack again. They also claim that Iran agreed to abide by the terms of the agreement. What are your thoughts? Girl, someone says, say what? Say what y'all want about Bruh, but he definitely stood on business and got that ceased fire. Thank you, Mr. President, whom I voted for. Let's go red. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see it too that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be families and earthquakes in various places. All these things are beginning of birth pains. Matthew 24, 6 through 8. Is given a scheme that Todd set up that had Iran come to President Trump with the bullshit. Okay. If true, we will never hear the end of how he did something no other president could do. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Okay. So it says, congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point of the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire upon the 24th hour. An official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world during each ceasefire. The other side will remain peaceful and respectful. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Now he said what he said. Congratulations, world. It's time for peace. Update. Quarter says there were no casualties as a result of the attacks by Iran. Breaking. Iran says it launched an attack on U.S. forces at Quarter's AI Udeed Air Base. So what do y'all think about that? Y'all tell me in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know.
For those.
Okay. Now, Maxine Waters steps in. Maxine Waters, Congressman for California's 43rd. I believe Trump's attack on Iran, hitting 3 reported nuclear targets, is tantamount to a declaration of war. The president must be confronted by members of Congress to be reminded that the president must come before Congress to seek approval before a declaration of war. This action by the president is typical of a president out of control. The United States at one time had an agreement with Iran, and that agreement was monitored closely, but Trump withdrew from that agreement when he took office. Trump is out of control and does not contribute to an establishment of peace. It was my understanding that Trump would give 2 weeks consideration of his response to Israel's attack on Iran and Iran's attack on Israel, and he has not done so. This president must be stopped, and I and members of Congress must confront this issue as soon as we return to Congress. We need peaceful negotiations.
You who don't know, this is rapper G Depp. He had a song called "Make This Money."
Okay, so G Depp made his way down to the courthouse.
For those of you who don't know, this is rapper G Depp. He had a song called "Make This Money."
Let's get it and all that.
Let's Get It with Diddy, and that was at the height of the Harlem Shake. Take us through what you've been doing all this time.
I mean, I just came home. I was locked up. I came home like 2024 in April.
Nice.
I've been working, man, getting it together,
So, we got to put it out there. A lot of Diddy's artists don't really mess with him, and you're one that is showing up. Take us through that.
I mean, I'm not one to judge, right? You know what I mean? I can't, in all good conscience say, the brother did whatever. I love him as a brother. I'm just coming to support him,
I love to see that. So do you think that we'll see more people like you and like other artists that were signed to Bad Boy coming out to help him, or or at least show support rather?
I mean, I would like to see it, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Have you been in contact with anyone else?
Not too much. Loon, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, Loon.
Yeah, he played 4 seasons, so I don't know if he's gonna come through.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for chatting with us.
Of course.
All right, ciao, guys. Have a good day in court.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna have to dig into my archives. G Depp's wife actually reached out to me. And actually they reached out to me when he had gotten out of jail. They took photos in the bed and things like that. Send me the photos. I'm gonna have to go back to my archives, but let's go ahead. Y'all already know we love the comment section. TMZ reports many of Diddy's former Bad Boy artists have either been silent or critical of his racketeering and trafficking case, but not G Depp. Okay, G Depp looks nice and healthy. Salute King for showing up and supporting your brother. Nothing wrong with him supporting him. That's called loyalty. I like this interview. He kept it direct. I love to see it. He was gone for 15 years. He just want to be in the mix. G Dip, just do, but be careful. You missed out on a lot, homie. Thought this was Rick Ross. That is nice, support of him if you want. There's nothing wrong with support. You're the only one showing up, my boy. No, Kanye showed up. Oh, but I guess y'all talking about the other Bad Boy artists. Girl, well, they would be here if they would be. Oh, child. I don't know if they would be here. I don't know. I think that they would be here and they would be sounding off if they were alive. When you talk about Black Rob, I don't think that they would be showing up in support. They would be showing up to give interviews and tell y'all how nasty and filthy that man was, allegedly. Okay. Remember Black Rob was... Okay, so, child, let's get up into this, honey. She over here crying. What is she crying about? What is she crying about? Child, Hollywood, a lot. Says man proposes to longtime girlfriend on NYC subway in heartfelt moment underground in New York City. Subway turned into the ultimate proposal spot when a man got down on one knee and asked his longtime girlfriend to marry him right in front of fellow followers. Y'all, let's take a look. Well, listen here. The only thing that I can say is congratulations and hey, better late than never. You know, you just never know when you just meet that person. I remember when my husband.
Oh, somebody else.
Okay, get into it. Okay, that's Funky Dineva. He was reviewing something. All right, serial test imposter who took driving theory tests for others failed 11 times without even owning a license himself. Serial test imposter who took driving theory tests for others failed 11 times without even owning a license himself. Ciao. Let's get into it. In one of the more bizarre tales to hit UK driving centers, a Birmingham University student for Arnian Khan tried and failed 11 times to pass theory driving tests on behalf of other people. According to The Sun, Khan, 23, was impersonating learners with poor English skills in exchange for $300 per test. The catch, he didn't even have a driving license himself. Armed with the candidate's provisional license and bank card for ID, Khan would travel to centers across the country, Swindon, Redditch, Dudley, Bradford, and more, switching up his hairstyle in an attempt to evade suspicion. But the one thing he couldn't change was his face, which rarely matched the photo ID. He finally managed to pass his 12th test in Cardiff last year. But by then, the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, DVSA, had already caught on. His 19-month scheme had been busted. At Cardiff Crown Court, prosecutor Justin Davies said Khan played the lead role as an impersonator despite being unqualified to drive, his motivation mounting debt from gambling, alcohol, and drugs. Though none of the learners were charged, they did receive stern warnings from the DVSA. Khan pleaded guilty to 12 counts of fraud by false representation, is now serving an 8-month prison sentence. So much for sword cuts. The only thing Khan got fast was a trip to jail. Oh, I love my people over here. It's on site. They said, that's what they get because you don't need to be on the road if you got to hire someone to take the test. LOL, we got enough bad drivers. Okay. And then did you have any insurance? I mean, come on now. And did you have any protections that protected the drivers from you? You know, and what if they didn't have insurance, but it was you and it was your fault? So no one checked the reviews. No one. How did he convince 11 people to let him fail the driver test for them? It's not funny, but laughing my ass off because just take the test yourself. So he failed and took these people money. Y'all make anything a hustle, at least be good at it, child. Okay, that was a lot. It was him. Hey, Associate Minister and Reserve Deacon Mr. Terry Johnson says, hello, Queen Tulsa. Good evening. Good evening to you. Good to see you. All right, the Supreme Court resumes deportations of migrants to third world countries other than their homelands. Okay. Oh, geez.
I see the comments that people make. People think that I'm in a bad place with Bravo.
Okay, so the people were saying that Nene was in a bad place with Bravo, honey. It seems like she is going back. Okay, she's been doing her own television show on the YouTube, so I think that she's pretty much gearing up like Candy did. Candy had her whole YouTube channel, very professional. She had Jasmine over there running it for her. And so Nene has jumped on the bandwagon and she says, I want me a YouTube channel too. I want me a talk show and I'm going to get these coins here. And I want those coins from Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she's going back. All right, let's go.
Honestly, this was the one episode
Okay, let's go here.
And I think a lot of people are losing interest because you know what we wanted to see. This is not what we wanted to see. Interest. And I think a lot of people are losing interest because you know what we wanted to see. This is not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Jaguar Ride in an upside down headstand with Jay-Z finger popping her, with Sherry Shepherd and Lauryn Hill and Meek Mill on his back. Diddy with a gag ball in his mouth. And Jay-Z whipping Jaguar Ride while Mary J. Blige was having her titties in her face. You know, and Justin Bieber somewhere 12 years old licking on a lollipop. And
you know what? Armand says, can we talk? So true. This is what I thought the case would be. And here we are talking about baby oil for 6 weeks. Bingo. Talk about it. So yeah, the people, because Diddy, Homeland Security raided his home for this. I highly doubt it. I think that they're gonna come with the big bang.
I found an AI marketing tool that's like hiring.
You know, they're not gonna put anybody. They're not gonna put anybody up to speed on what they're doing, how they're doing it. You know, and this because information has been leaked in this court case before, and the judge, you know, he was pissed. North Carolina Governor Josh Steen officially declares June 14th as Igbo Day in honor of the community's contributions and impact. Okay. All right. Look at K. Michelle. I love me some K. Michelle. Yeah. I love me some K. Michelle, y'all. Yeah. Okay, so she was at the Country Music Award Fest. Okay, a brother and sister are running against each other in a race for a Florida State Senate seat. Their mother has endorsed her daughter over her son. May the best man and may the best woman win.
For one, we should be informed. I think the step one is we need to understand what's going on. It doesn't help you to completely tune out. And I know there's a temptation when the bad things are happening to just kind of go dark and say, I'm only going to watch Tubi and I'm not going to pay any attention. I'm just going to watch The Housewives and I'm going to forget everything else. You have a right to watch The Housewives and watch Tubi. You should enjoy your life, but you need to remain informed, because what you don't want is to have these things hit you like you walked into the street and got licked down by a Mack truck, right? These things are going to hit you regardless. And we always know that when America catches a cold, Black folks catch pneumonia. And so the things that are happening that you think are just going to be to brown migrants or, to foreigners or to people who work in the federal government only, they're coming for us because they always do. So I think for Black America, we've got to stay informed. But the way I think about it is like my old days running track, right? It's a relay race. And when you are in a relay race, for one, we should be informed. I think the step one is we need to understand what's going on. It doesn't help you to completely tune out. And I know there's a temptation when the bad things are happening to just kind of go dark and say, I'm only going to watch Tubi and I'm not going to pay any attention. I'm just going to watch The Housewives and I'm going to forget everything else. You have a right to watch The Housewives and watch Tubi. You should enjoy your life, but you need to remain informed, because what you don't want is to have these things hit you like you walked into the street and got licked down by a Mack.
Okay, so that's Joy Reid. She urges Black Americans to stay engaged amid immigration crackdowns and political fatigue. Okay,
I relate. I overstand as.
Listen, when we talk about the political fatigue, child, when being a content creator and covering these stories, doing the research and things like that, it does get a little heavy. Hey, Ariel Summers, good to see you. It does get a little heavy, and I be having to pull myself back a little bit, because it'd be like 1 minute is kind of like slow, and then just the stories that come out, they start picking up, and then just what comes along with it. So make sure you are taking care of yourself if you are a content creator.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want him to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like
he can't be,
clock
like,
in and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I
B.
think
Simone.
entrepreneurs should date entrepreneurs.
Okay, but still, there's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic,
I'm sure, but no, you're not gonna understand my lifestyle. You're not gonna understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
Damn, you making this harder for me. Okay, all right.
You know, he has to be an entrepreneur,
a business owner. He getting one of them stimulus packages from Donald Trump, one of them small business loans, and he ain't buying jewelry.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What?
Okay, so this didn't really age well because I believe that she's still single, and just it's given she was looking for a Diddy. She was looking for a Diddy. She was looking for a CEO. She was looking for somebody to just sweep her up off her feet, and you know, no more financial woes, no more financial burdens.
Just my finances, like. The budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Just my finances.
Oh, child, it was, child, you know what? Finances. Yes, honey, everybody's getting acting on now, honey. Then got a microphone in her face, got the camera on. She really think that she is on a movie set, honey. Just have the conversation. Too dramatic. You know? Oh, shoot. Okay, it says, it's beautiful and definitely not cheap. This is a reminder not to sell your grandmother's house in DC for less than $1 million because they're going to renovate and sell it for $1 million plus. Our grandparents paid $700. They paid $7,000 to $20,000, and it's now worth millions. So do not sell your grandparents' home. Yeah. Girl, what was that about? What was that about? That I think that was very nasty, Monica. You could that was very nasty. That was very nasty. This is the Monica show, honey, and you're singing just a little too good. Well, Monica should have rested up her vocal cords before she decided to come over. The pose after she took the mic down. I forgot Monica does this skit. Oh, okay. It's a skit. Y'all gotta go to Monica's show. It's amazing. Okay, because girl, I was about to say Monica. I didn't like that, girl. So that was a skit. Shout out to Monica. We're gonna move right on past that. Oh my God. You know what? I'm just about to brush right on past that because no, I'm not even in the mood. I'm not even in the mood. Okay, woman celebrates 106th birthday. She reads her Bible every year from beginning to end, gets her hair done every 2 weeks, and minds her own business. Clock it. All right, Offset shows off his progress in the gym since his divorce from Cardi B. You know what? He was just at Birthday Bash and they were not feeling him. There's something called the Birthday Bash where they have like where all these artists come and they of course like Glorilla, like the big artists, they come perform. And when Offset hit the stage, girl, they got quiet. He said Queen Tulsa, she's not looking for a genuine relationship. She's looking for a benefitship. Yeah, but it's got to be 50-50 in anything that you do, sweetie. A relationship is out of free will. A benefitship is out of necessity because of more persons can meet their basic needs of life. But yeah, how many friends is she going to have doing that meeting her basic needs, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, TikTok star Sadea Page's mom asked for prayers. She reveals daughter went into adrenal shock. What? Dora J shared a health update on her daughter Sadea Page, who was diagnosed with septo-optic dyslexia 15 hours after she was born. Oh my goodness. Prayers up for this little baby, y'all. Dang. Guys, timing might be sooner than you think. Be ready. All right.
I'm sorry, you're talking to me. So you're saying the next flight is for tomorrow.
Get into it, child. This is her outfit.
I'm sorry, you're talking to me. So you're saying the next flight is for tomorrow. So because y'all denied me entry to the plane, now I'm delayed. Everything I paid for, prepaid for. And the rebooking is free. So you're charging me to rebook, okay, for something I did not do. Again, once they prove the size, they want to pass it off. I can go over what they say. Okay, so again, for something, okay, disruptive, exposing myself, my cleavage, of which again I put a top on. And so then now you try to change it. Now you try to change it to the pilot. The pilot. That's the pilot who also said that I was denied. Boarding. Yeah, he's the one who came out to get the agent. Yeah, so again, everything I've paid for because y'all denied me access, because you denied me access, now it's gone. Yeah, so the video that I had originally made when I was on the plane with the flight attendant from Frontier, it didn't save. So I actually recorded the whole thing, conversation, and she even pushed me with her arm, ushering me out of the plane after I asked her, why am I still being forced to get off the plane when I put a shirt on over it? And yeah, this was the cleavage. And she said I was showing too much of. And so this is why I was denied access to.
Okay, like I don't know. I'm like conflicted, but my thing is if you're traveling, when I'm traveling, I'm not getting all sexy and this, that, and the third. Honey, it's given that you're on there. You're giving the illusion that you're trying to show what you got, you know? And it's like you have business people on here, you have kids on here. So yeah, button up, put on this sexy outfit when you make it to your destination. That's my thought. That's my feeling. But I mean, just don't give people nothing. Just don't give people nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Just dress appropriate and put on your sexy outfits when you touch down in the city of where you're going. Right? Oh geez. Okay. Let's get into this. I think we have one more. I think we have one more story. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we did that. We did that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's get into this. President Donald Trump is actually doing renovations at the White House. Trump's turning the Rose Garden into pavement. Goodbye, Jackie O's legacy. Trump's turning the Rose Garden into pavement. Goodbye, Jackie O legacy. Renovation crews are hard at work on the White House grounds, but this time is not just a facelift. It's a full-on transformation. Donald Trump is paving over the iconic Rose Garden, turning one of the nation's most beloved outdoor landmarks into something far more concrete. Originally designed in 1913 by First Lady Ellen Wilson and later transformed into a cultural symbol by Jackie Kennedy's in the 1962. The Rose Garden has long been a visual centerpiece of the White House. Kennedy's vision brought to life by landscape designer Rachel Lambert Millen gave us the lush, colorful garden that became a backdrop for everything from press conferences to state visits. But all that history may soon be replaced by hard pavement. Trump is removing the traditional flower beds and replacing the greenery with a paved surface. From Edith Roosevelt's colonial garden to Jackie Kennedy's elegant redesign, the Rose Garden has stood as a tribute to history, diplomacy, and beauty. To read the rest, log on to balloalert.com. The causality of a pale man or woman got to be studied deeply. The contribute. Oh, I guess they were saying they contribute nothing but destroy everything. It will take centuries to restore America physically and mentally after the next 4 years. And we're going to turn it right back to what it was. Go vote, people. Midterms are coming. I would not be surprised if he put a statue of himself instead. So Robert just go lay him knock his auntie Ish down. Child. I can't wait till they start airing the commercial asking, did you suffer from any mental or physical health issues under the previous administration? Please call this 1-800 number. You may be entitled to compensation. Let's see here. I think that this was a great way to conclude our broadcast on today. I definitely want to thank you all for coming out and supporting the live broadcast. Let's see, what did you say? You said, or she put on a t-shirt over her top and disrobe as a plane lands. Okay, like, do what you gotta do, but like when you are traveling, baby, try to make it on time. Try to make it with appropriate clothes on so you can make it to where you gotta go. You know? That's the only thing that I'm going to say, because you don't want to pick a fight up there, because then it delays you. You're going to be outnumbered by the airport. They're going to, if you already know, they stick with each other. They are co-workers. So they're going to take each other's back before they take your back. I just say travel with demure. Be mindful. Okay. I want to thank you all so much for coming by the Primetime Mixer here with Queen Tulsa. And I'll see you on the next broadcast. So long.